What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel once again. If I'm a little bit tired or seem a little bit tired, because I am tired. So yeah, I gotta be honest, guys. This is gonna be kind of I don't know. I'm hoping this is not gonna be a rough show, but there's really not a whole lot to talk about. I came home on my lunch break to do my video for the day, and I must have recorded 4 different videos, and I eventually decided on the Blue Beetle video, which didn't do well. It only has like 600 views, and I knew it wasn't going to do well because the average person don't care about Blue Beetle.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, so I recorded like 2 different videos about how much I think Venom 2 is gonna suck, and then I'm like, I just don't like these videos. I'm not gonna upload them. Then I did another Blue Beetle one. I didn't like how that turned out. So eventually I was like, well, I only got like 15 minutes left on my lunch break. I better do something. So I settled on the video, and I'm like, well, I gotta talk about this on Storms Live, and there's nothing to talk about. It's like the kid from Cobra Kai is being cast in Blue Beetle. Ta-da! Like, that's the story. There's nothing to talk about. It's like Blue Beetle is not like this super gigantic, fan favorite character that you can go into a lot of detail about. And honestly, I don't really see how they, like, out of all the projects, why would they greenlight that one for a movie? That, to me, that feels more like a sidekick movie that he would be introduced. But like I said in the video, that I do think it would be good for the Latino community, but I don't know how many Latino community people will go out and support the movie. I mean, I'm not trying to this is gonna sound racist, but
I know what you're trying to say. It's not racist.
I don't think the Latino community cares, is what I mean.
It's not a well-known actor enough for them to.
If they wanted to tap into that demographic, I would have went with the Miles Morales Spider-Man. That would have been a better fit.
That's DC though. Why would DC do Miles Morales?
Yeah, I keep getting the shit confused. Same thing. What's the other character you said?
What?
You said another one they did. They should have done, but they didn't do.
Well, I said that DC's beating Marvel to the punch with it, because Marvel could have done it with Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is a more established character, but Marvel hasn't even touched the Latino community. And to me, I just feel like look, I live in a very Latino populated part of Florida. I've lived in here for almost 20 years.
Hispanic,
and most of the Hispanic community don't really pay attention to movies like that. They don't. And they sure as hell don't pay attention to the geek culture. I mean, sure, there's a exception to the rules. There are a few out there, but it ain't gonna be like Black Panther in the Black community. It's not gonna be like that. And for them to cast pretty much a relatively unknown character to play, or an actor to play an unknown character, I don't see what. I mean, those trailers are gonna have to be lit if they decide to.
And you're dead on, Rob. There isn't any strong Latino superheroes from Marvel or anything like that. There isn't, besides Miles Morales, right? I think he would be the top one.
Yeah.
Then you have America Chavez, the Puerto Rican Miss America, and then Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider. I think those are the top 3 that you would know anything about.
I mean, they would probably be better. I know people are going to hate me for saying this, but to race bend one into a Latino or a Hispanic character.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And this is a villain, but isn't Bane of the Latino?
I think he's a luchador. I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest fan of Bane. My favorite iteration of Bane was Tom Hardy's Bane, and he was white. But
I believe he's Spanish or something of that.
He probably is. I think he's a luchador. But but that doesn't.
I was just getting confirmation, not saying it.
There's also Sunspot. Then there's Spider-Girl.
I believe there's a lot of Hispanic X-Men, but again, that's on the Marvel side. Yeah. We're talking about the DC side.
Yeah.
And with DC, it's just I feel like it would play more better if it was a miniseries on HBO Max rather than trying to do a full blown movie on something that even with Marvel, Shang-Chi is a gamble, but they're really banking on that Chinese market overseas where you don't have that market for a Hispanic community.
Maybe DC is trying to recreate what Marvel did with Iron Man because nobody really thought Iron Man was going to be like the household name it is now. So
no, you're right, but you go out on the street 20 years ago and say, "Do you know who Iron Man is? Do you know who Blue Beetle is?" More people are going to know who Iron Man is rather than Blue Beetle.
Oh, I agree with that statement. I'm just saying maybe they're trying. I mean, we all said
Blue Beetle should have been a series.
We all said
not a
that
movie.
WB execs don't know what they're doing. So this is further proving our point. So
it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like one, you got Flash, who's pretty much a young boyish character. You have Shazam, who's a young boyish character. Now you're pulling out Blue Beetle, and if you want to go Hispanic, Jessica Cruz is a Green Lantern. You know,
to do that,
and they're doing an HBO Max series with her, right? Green Lantern is a more recognizable IP than Blue Beetle. You know, so I don't know. Anyway, let me get to the super chat. Monster Paradise doing a $5 super chat. American Chavez is Latino, and she's gonna be in Doctor Strange too. Again, I'm not.
I'll tell you what, you haven't watched the Flash season this year, this season, but they're pushing that Green Lantern really hard.
I watched a few episodes this year, and I was just like, I think I'd rather die a slow, painful death than finish watching what I was watching.
The first half sucks, but the second half with
I seen the lightsaber fight with lightning bolts. I think the second half sucked too. I was just like, no.
Oh, that was actual. See, I didn't even know that was an actual thing. I thought it was fan made when I saw.
Yeah, that's how bad it looks.
No, that's the finale.
Oh shit! Okay.
What I like too is that we see his son and his daughter come back. So that was cool.
The daughter being back is great, but the son was just fucking annoying. I did not like him.
I like the son. I like the connection he had with the old Flash, Jay Garrett.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, but he was an annoying character to me.
I don't know, man. I tell you what, man. If there's no news tomorrow, like no pop-in topics tomorrow, I'm gonna go like old school and just do something video game related. I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna show you my Switch collection or something, because there's nothing worse than knowing you have to put out a video and there's nothing to talk about, and then when you do talk about something, to make it sound like you care about something you don't really want to talk about. That's the worst.
I'm surprised you ain't running with the Venom videos right now.
Well, you weren't on when I talked about this, but I came.
I know you didn't send me an invite yesterday for that,
dude.
You sent it to me late.
I had 2 hours sleep. I completely slipped my mind. Completely.
That's fine.
I didn't realize it.
Just give me a hard time, man.
But I came home from my lunch. I was telling the guys before you got on. I came home for lunch, and that's how I do my videos now. I do it on my hour lunch break. I live so close to work. So I filmed 4 videos. Like 2 of them were how much I hate Venom 2 trailer and how much I'm going to despise the movie. But after I recorded it, I was like, this is stupid. I'm just sitting here bitching about how much I hate this trailer. Like really? So yeah, I filmed 4 different videos, 2 Blue Beetles, 2 Venom, and then I eventually just decided to go with the thing.
So basically you did a Schneider's cut, but of your freaking videos uncut. Nobody's gonna see them.
I mean, I might upload them. I got them saved, but
Rob, I got a quick question. How does the Stream Deck you have now it's compatible with StreamYard?
No. You have to use OBS. It's only compatible with OBS. I know you really want one, but no, it's not compatible. How you
making yours work?
I go into OBS and use virtual OBS camera as my camera for StreamYard. You need to have a legit good computer to run that smoothly. Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna have all kinds of lag and hiccups and
Well, if you want some news, I don't know if you guys heard, but Johnny Depp won his lawsuit
against Amber Heard. Oh yeah.
So now she has to give
Yeah.
up. She has to show if she really donated that money.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
So that goes it, right?
Wait, what they say?
Get
What
justice.
goes around comes around.
I'm a strong believer of that, man. I am a strong believer of that.
What goes around comes around. I don't know if I have any Storm Nation members. I see we do have a couple Storm Nation members in the chat. Just letting you guys know, no Storm Nation live tonight, man. I will do it tomorrow afternoon. So it's been a rough week at work. I only get one day off this week, and then I got to go back to work on Thursday. So yeah, I've been laying on the couch all day. So we will be doing Storm Nation tomorrow afternoon. So
I'm going to give my thoughts on the Venom trailer since
yeah,
I
let's
wasn't
talk about the Venom 2
in last
trailer
night.
because
Go ahead, Chris.
All right,
you
so
didn't say the same thing I said.
after a few watchings of it, I got to where I don't mind the Carnage look now to him. I was very pissed off, especially when the first teaser came out. You could tell where they went in and they actually fixed him, put the more black on the face and everything. It's just, I think for me, it's a lot of the getting used to. I'm used to my classic Carnage that was in the 90s books and everything. You know, the way he's drawn more now is the way he looks in this movie, with the tongue, with the where you see his teeth and everything. I'm used to more of the black teeth and shit. So, but after a few more looks at the trailer and looks at him, I'm all right with how so far from what I'm seeing out of Woody Harrelson, out of Carnage, that looks legit. Especially that one scene where he's in the prison where he's walking and they're shooting him. That fucking looks. I think that's gonna be the best fucking scene in the movie. It's every fucking thing to do with Venom that I cannot fucking stand in this trailer. Everything. They still making it like a fucking joke. All those jokes that we've seen in the teaser are going to be in this movie. They just tried not to put them in the trailer to get people to in the seats.
I hope
but
not.
It's everything with Venom that just pisses me off about this movie. It just, that ain't Venom to me. So where I was like saying hashtag not my Carnage, no, this is hashtag not my Venom.
Yeah. I think they did Carnage from. I went back and I watched the trailer 2 more times today, and I like everything with Carnage, man. But the Venom,
yeah, I actually did this time.
But like when Carnage shows up and Venom's like, oh shit, and he did like what? Venom ran away from Carnage. Like, are you shitting me right now? And then like him like, oh, I broke your nose. Here, let me fix it so I can break again. And
oh my god, that was fucking awful. That was like the fucking. Yeah, that's like the whole making breakfast fucking thing again to me.
Yeah.
Tomato.
I mean, I can deal with some jokes like, let's eat Miss Chen. Okay, I can deal with that joke. That's fine. But don't make the whole. It's like every fucking part with Venom was a fucking joke.
Yeah. They're playing off this comedy, and that's not what Venom is. But here's the thing, right? They're not gonna change it because the first one made $800 million, like a little over $800 million. So they're sitting there like, people like me and you are bitching about it, but $800 million worth of people weren't bitching about it, So they're
people who were Spider-Man fans are bitching about it. People who don't know Spider-Man but know maybe a little bit of Venom or maybe even just a little bit of his backstory, they're the ones all right with it. If you like the first movie, we said this before when the teaser came out. If you like the first movie, you're going to like this one. It's just, you're that type of person.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Or
but
you can
if you did not like the first,
or you can make the disconnect from what like I said yesterday, you just completely have to forget what you know from the books, cartoons, and whatever, and go and see it just as an alternate
on its own merit. Yeah, exactly. On its own merit.
Exactly.
And because you have to basically shut your mind off. Your if you're comic book minded and you know what's going on with it, you're going to be pissed. You just got to shut that off and try to enjoy the movie as a movie itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I tried. I went back a couple times and I tried. And I can't get into it, man. We got 44 people watching, 26 likes. So let's try to hit that up to 30 likes. I have a link to everybody's YouTube channel in the description box below. So be sure to go check them out. Once
Hey,
again, guys.
Chris. I'm sorry, Rob. Are you gonna go check out Suicide Squad, or are you gonna wait till watch it on HBO Max? Oh, okay. I need you to do me a favor, bro. I need you to go ahead and
Right there.
go ahead and break the
Absolutely not.
Need you to go ahead and
I have
family.
No, I have so much this month that I'm doing that I'm not seeing that movie when I can watch it at home for free. It is the last HBO Max movie that I will be watching as well, because right after I watch it, like next week, I'll be probably canceling my HBO Max because there's just really nothing else. We cool, man, but I'm not paying to watch that movie. I'm not even that interested in watching that fucking movie.
I need your help, bro.
Didn't you say you're
what did I tell you? 30 million, man. I know he's trying to get that 80 million, but I told you 30 million.
All I need is
that is struggling, man.
$80 and $80 million and $1. That's all I need, bro.
We tried to tell you this before the movie, before we even made the bet. We tried to tell you, and then to make it worse is you yourself are staying home and watching it. You try to get other people to go out and watch.
I don't know. I'm at my daughter's house. I may go to the theater and watch it. I ain't got nothing better else to do.
Well, I got great news for you. You don't have to worry about anybody bothering you because it's gonna be pretty empty in it.
Shit. Is it finally coming out on HBO earlier? Has
Dude,
that been
I
confirmed?
looked everywhere. That link that Danny showed, man, I don't see it anywhere else, man.
Okay.
I looked.
It'll be Friday.
Today. Yeah, I got Adam messaging me today. He's like, "Hey man, we're gonna go see Suicide Squad at 8:00 on Thursday," and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm tired right now. I'm like, I don't know if I even want to go pay to see this movie. I might just catch it on Disney or HBO Max. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'll let you know Thursday. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you watch it Thursday, I'm not going to review it Thursday.
I'm not
gonna wait to Friday show.
If I watch it Thursday, I'm going to review it Thursday night. But I don't know what I'm doing yet because I work Thursday and I got to be at work at like 4 a.m. So. I don't know what exactly my plan is for Thursday.
I'm gonna check out, see if it comes out here Thursday.
It's just I don't know, man. Like we're literally like 2 days away from it, and I'm not excited at all. Like even the worst comic book film, I'm like, fuck Bloodsport or Bloodspot or Bloodshot or whatever the fuck that Vin Diesel movie. I was more excited for that.
Really?
I'm excited for this because I want to see if it's good as what the critics say it is. To be a 100, it was at 100% at one time. So I'm curious to see if that just is it really true or is that just blowing smoke?
Man, it's gonna be the best reviewed $20 million opening movie ever.
Well, at this point, I don't.
So you're going with 20. I'm going with 30.
No, I think it's gonna be 30. I'm thinking 31 million.
At this point, I don't mind that because I'm probably gonna welch on that belt anyhow. But I just want to see if it's good as they say it is.
I just, from all the trailers and everything that came out for it, I'm not interested in it. I haven't been since day one. I guess, a lot of even Birds of Prey, with that Harley, it just turned me off.
Not only that, but I believe there's only, besides Amanda Waller, there's only 3 characters returning from the first movie that we even care about, and that's Harley, Rick Flag, and Jai Courtney's character. And I'm about 95% sure they're killing Jai Courtney because he's barely in the trailers. You know,
talking about Boomerang?
Yeah, Captain Boomerang.
I wouldn't be surprised if 3 out of the 4 die.
All of them, I have a feeling all of them besides Harley's gonna die. I mean, Rick Flag dies in the comics, so that's not that big of a shock. So,
well, the thing is, it's a soft reboot. He wants to. They want to go do a totally different way. They've already turned. What gets me is how they're like, well, we're going to get rid of the whole DCEU. The only survivors are going to be Aquaman and Wonder Woman, basically from it. But yet, you still see where they're announcing different shit. Where they're wanting to bring back Ben Affleck again to do another Batman because I guess the way he's acting in the Flash and everything. So it's like you want to end it, but you don't end it.
It's like they want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want the cake. They want to.
So you reckon the Robert Pattinson is going to be an Elseworld movie?
It ain't reckon.
That's what
it is.
that's what happened to back in the fucking day where we had fucking just a Batman movie. We knew who the fuck Batman was.
Over.
Who was playing Batman, and it was the only Batman.
They fucked it up.
Now we have like fucking 50 of them.
Because
it's like they're not happy with this. They're not happy with this.
Warner Brothers comes in and they're playing the Kathleen Kennedy game. Oh, hey, director, come in. You can do whatever you want. Instead of telling the directors what to do, they're asking the directors what to do.
Yeah,
and that's where Kathleen Kennedy done fucked up.
I wonder if they're going to connect this Batman to the Joker, or are they going to be in the same universe?
That's a good point.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Rob brought up a good point a few months back. They could go ahead and develop that universe and do the different villains. Like they could do a Penguin, they could do a Riddler, they could do a Catwoman, and they could make it more realistic. I think Rob was saying that.
Well, that's who's all in the new Batman movie. All three of them characters are in the new Batman movie.
No, I'm talking about. Oh yeah, if they do that and connect the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, then I think they may be on to something that people may gravitate to. But they got to make sure they keep it in that same genre. And like the Penguin could be somebody suffering from deformity or whatever, and he could be deformed with the crazy fingers and nose, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
See, my thing was the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. To me, when I watch that movie, I don't think of it as a Batman related Joker movie. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as it was a guy who had a mental disease, and he ends up putting on clown makeup and is like the Joker in a way. But so, I mean, that's how I look at it.
Is that movie worth watching?
Yeah, it's good.
It's worth it. I watched it. I liked it. It was a great movie. It's just not one that I like going back and watching over and over again.
So it's
I've only watched it twice. Yeah, it's like a 1 or 2 off. You know, that's okay. I've watched it twice.
I still haven't seen it.
I mean, film wise, it's a good movie. It's a great movie, and like I said, it shows mental illness.
Yeah,
and what society thinks of that, and how they just, you're sick here, I'm going to cut you off. And
right.
They're basically invisible the way they portrayed it in there, man, because I tell you, anything and everything that could go wrong to him in that one particular day and that one particular time frame, it went wrong.
Monster Paradise threw in a $5 super chat. He said, DC's all over the fucking place.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, you went wrong, man.
But don't catch me wrong. If they have Henry Cavill in this Flash movie and it does well, he's coming back. Money talks. I really strongly believe that. If that rumor is true, he's coming back for that Superman.
I heard too. I saw a clip or something that they talked about Henry Cavill was seen on the Black Adam set. I don't know how true that is, or I don't know how credible but they had a picture on YouTube and they had him in the suit. He had on like a big coat. Well, you could just barely see the S. And he was talking to The Rock. So I don't know how true that is. I don't know what it was.
I haven't seen anything on that.
Well, Rob said yesterday they have the same agent, right?
Yeah. I think Fatal said that, and I think they do.
Yeah, it's The Rock's ex-wife, Danny Garcia. That's his agent.
Damn.
Well, they've already done messed up, I think, by not bringing Henry Cavill back to do another Superman movie to begin with. Superman is a huge property and widely known as one of the best superheroes, and yet you don't take advantage of it. You want to throw Batman into a movie, and then you push this Justice League, and then you just bomb the whole fucking franchise altogether. And now, we want to go a different direction. We want a black Superman, and because we want to be with the whole racial thing now, and just whatever. I'm just over all that shit.
Yeah, but who's asking?
WB and Sony don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Who's asking for the black Superman?
Dude, I don't want to speak for Danny because Danny's black, but I don't even think black people are asking for black Superman.
Do that you just did.
I
don't mind it, bro. I don't mind it a bit.
People want Henry Cavill's Superman. That's what they want. You know, it's like, who's asking for Blue Beetle?
That's what fans want.
Balzad? Well, I hate to break this to WB because they're trying to outthink themselves. People want the most simplest shit. Give us Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. They'll be happy. The only reason why Marvel's doing all this weird shit is because they're 10 years into their universe. They have to expand in order to grow. DC is still taking their baby steps.
That's true. That is true.
They're releasing garbage, and people don't want garbage. They're interfering way too fucking much, and nobody likes their shit.
I mean,
they do pick out good actors and everything, but like I said, what did they do to Justice League? What did they do?
Mm-hmm.
With Zack Snyder, Batman versus Superman. Oh, it's got to be under this. Cut this much out.
Yeah. And I can understand that because no studio is gonna sit there and be like, yeah, a 4-hour movie, that sounds like a great idea. No studio is gonna do that. Not fucking Endgame would not be. There's no way Disney would let Endgame be 4 hours, you know. But the thing is, that is something, and that is one of Zack Snyder's biggest problems. He always makes too long fucking movies. But when the studio sits down with the director, they need to these are your guidelines. Go do your movie, right? No, they let him go do his movie. He makes the storyline for BVS and Justice League and Justice League Part 2, and then they're like, yeah, nah, we're taking like what? It's like, I mean, dude, I work for a company that is just like this, right? They say they want one thing, but when you put up the game plan to do something, oh no, we gotta do this, and this. It's like, well, what do you guys want? Because you can't have it both ways. Either you want this done and you allow me to do this, or you just keep doing everything stupid like you guys, and then we're just going to be in a mess forever. That is DC. That is Warner Brothers. How hard is it to hire somebody and be like, you're in charge of the universe. We're not going to interfere. You go do your thing. They need a Kevin Feige. And if Suicide Squad is so good as the reviews are, then they better fucking hire James Gunn to take over the DCEU. Monster Paradise said, Basco, the Superman rumors were debunked.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for ruining our hopes and dreams, Monster Paradise.
Damn it.
Now, Sony, who is just as bad as WB,
they're
right now trying to knock it out of the park. This week we got Venom. Week before we got Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Are we getting Spider-Man next week?
I heard a big rumor that Spider-Man is being pushed back to next year.
And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they push it back to probably summer.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't, because they're going to want that summer money.
Yeah, I think it's a weird release date where they have it right now. And
one has never been put there.
Yeah,
no Spider-Man movie has ever been put there. But I also heard that the movie was holiday themed too.
Doctor Strange 2.
What's that?
If it's being pushed back to the summertime, will that be before or after Doctor Strange 2?
That's after.
Is it? Well, I would assume everything else is going to be pushed back too, though. That's what I would assume.
We're living on certain times, man.
Because
Doctor Strange 2 is right after Spider-Man. That's the movie that comes out right after. So Thor is the one that comes out in May.
I would figure they just push everything back if one gets pushed back. Because they can't do another Falcon Winter Soldier where it ruins the outcome of the Black Widow movie. They can't do that again. Especially Spider-Man and Doctor Strange 2 being so important to them interconnecting and whatnot.
They interconnect, yeah.
I don't know. I do not know. All I know is I can't fucking wait for that Blue Beetle movie, man. That shit needs to hurry up and come on.
Exactly. We don't have Man of Steel 2. But, we're going to go ahead and greenlight this Blue Beetle movie that nobody on the fucking street will know who the fuck Blue Beetle is unless they maybe played Injustice 2.
Or
I didn't know.
Either they played Injustice 2 or they watched the Young Justice cartoon.
Yeah.
And that is such a small majority or minority of people that did that. You know, yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Like it was worse when like I understood at least when they did Aquaman. I made jokes about it, like Aquaman, really Aquaman, but at least Aquaman is a original Justice League member. You know,
Mhm.
it's like Blue Beetle out of all the characters you could do. Blue
But then
Beetle.
again, I said the same thing in ways about Shazam.
That was stupid as well though. But even Shazam was more recognizable because Shazam was a character from the 1940s back in the golden age of comics. He was competing with Superman back in the
Yeah,
day.
but most people don't know who the fuck Shazam was unless they, like I said, either they grew up with comic books and know that character, or like they played in the first Injustice where he died.
Why,
Yeah.
But
why is he Blue Beetle? Is because part of the Crips?
Why?
You know?
Because he's Hispanic, he's automatically a
Yeah,
gangbanger?
exactly.
I believe.
I mean,
Blue
don't get me
Beetle had
wrong. I don't
small
mind
role.
Blue Beetle. I just think a movie is not a series would have been
A
the
movie.
more better route.
Yeah, they should have debuted him on like Titans on HBO Max or his own show
Mhm.
or Stargirl or something like that. Introduce him there, and then if he starts popping with the audience, then you do a movie.
Yeah. I think
You know?
Stargirl would make more sense.
Yeah, with Stargirl coming out and being as popular as it is, I would
Exactly.
have went with a Stargirl movie
Mhm.
over that. You know?
Now you're saying that, would you use the same actress, or they would probably
you
recast
can't.
someone else?
You have to recast somebody else. You have to. Once you do that, you have to, because at that point you can't sit there and go continue on with the CW show and then have the movie, because then people are gonna be like, well, is the movie canon to the show, or is this part of the movie, or do I have to watch the show and understand the movie? No, it's just you can't do
Same
that.
reason why what they did with Flash.
Yeah, exactly the same reason why. Sorry to break your heart, Danny, but yeah, exactly the reason why Grant Gustin isn't gonna play the live action Flash, because it brings up too many problems, you know. But see, that's where like Warner Brothers can springboard these ideas off, right? Like, oh, that's really hitting with the audience, so maybe that would work on the live action movie, you know. Like I still don't understand why they're trying to push Batgirl as a movie, Supergirl as a movie. Like these are all side characters that they're trying to push to these mainstream movies. Meanwhile, you have the three most popular superheroes, and only one of them is getting a movie.
But they're trying to do what Marvel did with, because come on, Iron Man was a C fucking character. Captain America was technically a C character, even though he was one of the popular ones in Marvel. He still was a C character, and Thor was even a D.
But the problem
with
that is Marvel didn't own all their characters. They, like Sony had them, Paramount had them, everything. Warner Brothers has all their characters. There's no reason for them to be experimenting with B, C, and D level characters. You know, if we're talking about but like let's get a Superman trilogy, a Batman trilogy, a Wonder Woman trilogy, you know, an Aquaman trilogy. Then you springboard these other characters off.
But they didn't step in it. Now they don't want to say they were wrong or apologize. So now they're trying to pull other shit out their ass. Now that's not going to work.
I still think Supergirl would work if you introduce her in Man of Steel 2.
Man of Steel 2.
You do
Man of Steel 2.
Brainiac,
Supergirl in it, and Brainiac the villain. Yep.
Yeah, Brainiac's the villain. Supergirl comes to Earth. She tells him about Brainiac coming to Earth with bottling Kendor, and then boom, there you introduce Supergirl. She can go have her own movie now. Then you do Superman 3. You can do the same thing with Batman. Have Batman in the second movie, bring in Batgirl, bring in Robin, and then boom, you can do their own thing. You can do Nightwing. Like this shit isn't complicated. I promise you, WB. I know you guys get paid millions of dollars to come up with this shit, but it's not that fucking hard. It really is not that hard. Like it doesn't take a fucking genius, man, to figure this shit out, man.
But the problem is they got people that don't know the fucking source material in their fucking head up, and the ones that are coming up with these fucking ideas. Plain and simple. No one that knows anything about this shit.
I remember when they said we're doing this was back when David Ayer did the first Suicide Squad, when they were like, we're gonna do a Suicide Squad movie. I knew who the Suicide Squad was, but I'm like,
I sure didn't.
who the fuck is gonna go see like Suicide Squad? Right? And then they did everything in their power to make it look like Guardians of the Galaxy, man. They tried so hard to make that thing look like Guardians of the Galaxy, and that is nothing to what Suicide Squad is in the comics. It was like, oh, man.
That's exactly what happened. And because I'm not a DC fan. You know, I like Batman, I like Flash, but I'm not big into DC. I don't know. And when they said Suicide Squad, I was like, okay, I think the only member I know in that group is Harley Quinn. And so that was the only reason why I even had any interest in seeing it.
Harley Quinn and Deadshot, that was the only characters that were recognizable. And the reason why I recognized Deadshot was from Arrow.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was all right with the casting that they were getting for that movie and everything. And then I remember when the fucking Jared Leto fucking Joker picture came out. I was like, that looks like garbage. But I was still more interested in seeing that movie than I am the new one that's coming out.
The trailers for this one hasn't hit me, man. I think it feels too much like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Still,
I'm going to do Danny a favor. I'm going to go to the theater and watch it because I don't think I can catch it here on
on
HBO. I don't think we have it here on. I think it's Crave that it might come up on.
He gets that international money, man. International money.
It's actually considered domestic.
You do know that international one is Canadian considered domestic? Well, that's good. You want it to be domestic because you don't want international box office. That ain't part of the bet.
We got two parts of the bet. Worldwide.
Hey, if you don't win the first part, you ain't gonna win the second part.
How you know that?
Because you have to win one to get to the second one.
No.
It
could be. They get $70 million hypothetically, and then you go across the water and it explodes.
How's a rated R movie gonna explode in a?
I don't know, Robert. You don't know every fucking thing.
Really?
You don't. Compared to what you think, you don't know everything.
So right now, Black Widow has made $264 million worldwide.
How much? I thought.
All right, what was the worldwide that Danny had to hit?
By the second week, it needed to hit. I don't know.
238.
Yeah, I think it was 238 or something like that. Yeah.
Shit, Black Widow barely hit that. You really think this is the movie's going to hit that?
No.
Then he's like, "Oh, look, I was high or something when I made that."
Okay,
bet.
so I know what the bet is for the first part. Is Danny's going to have to go watch Black Widow in the theater? What's for the worldwide?
No, it was a two-part bet.
I would have to win both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have to win. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Danny, you're going to be watching Black Widow in 2 weeks, man.
I'm gonna borrow money from somebody. I'm not gonna spend money out of my pocket.
Mad 1306 threw in a $5 super chat. Hamada mentioned a Blue Beetle Batgirl as HBO Max only movies.
Yes,
not theaters, and they would be brought BK into the larger
back into the larger DCU movies in the future.
Hey, that's a great idea. Let's do a fucking movie on a streaming service. Like, just do a series. Stop trying to make shit complicated, Hamada.
That's why they fail. That's why they fail.
Like everybody's talking about how and they get like you gotta be sitting here looking at like WandaVision, Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier, how everybody's like, oh yeah, the episodic stuff is so good. We get so much characterization. And here's Walter Hamada. We're doing movies on HBO Max. Like, what? Why didn't you just do like a 6-episode show on Blue Beetle? That would be dope. I would be like down for that. I don't know, man.
Wow, it's actually made $343.6 million in the box office. Yeah.
It didn't. I mean, it did awful for Marvel standards, but considering everything that happened, it's not technically that bad. But for Marvel standards, it's bad. I mean, on the bright side, it's going to do a lot better than Suicide Squad because you can watch that for free. They might as well just release that on cable TV.
For those who still haven't,
Yeah.
On a public channel.
Yeah. For those who are coming in, just let everybody know I will not be doing Storm Nation tonight. I will be doing it tomorrow afternoon. I'm tired, man. I just want to relax for the rest of the night. So yeah, just I'll make it up to you guys. I promise. Also, I put in a community tab for super tier and mega tier members to tell me what their questions are for this month's Ask Robert, and only Devin sent in a question. So you guys need to submit your questions. That's what you're paying for. That's what you're paying for. So submit your questions. I don't know. I've been stressed out from work, man.
I thought everything was going great.
It is, right? It's
Well, don't talk about it. It's personal online, but
I don't give a fuck. What are they gonna do? Fire me?
Did you hear what LeBron? Did you hear what LeBron James said about Space Jam not doing so well anymore?
No. What was his excuse?
Systematic racism.
What?
I guess it can't be because of horrible acting, horrible script, and the movie just fucking sucked. And it was on HBO Max.
The only bright spot about
it went from number one. He was all happy when it was number one, boy. When it went to number 4 next week, he was like,
racist.
The only bright spot of that movie was Don Cheadle.
That's not much.
Yeah.
That will be a movie I will never watch again.
I won't either, but I mean, Don Cheadle made it. I liked his part. That was it. Everything else.
I have no plans on watching it. My girl mentioned it a couple times, and believe me, I tried to switch the subject every time. I'm like, I'm not watching. I'm sorry. I don't like. First of all, I don't like LeBron James.
I hate him too, dude.
And second of all, that movie doesn't even look good. Like if it looked good, I would have gave it the benefit of the doubt, even if I didn't like LeBron James. But go ahead.
I would go see that movie, but what after they did to Pepe Le Pew and completely canceled them, I said, "Fuck you." I ain't watching.
Yeah. I agree with that too. But like if it would have felt like a sequel to the other one, like the Monstars were coming back to get their revenge, but Michael is not in the game no more, so who's gonna pick up the mantle or something like that feels like the first one, I would be down with it. But this is like his son gets kidnapped or some weird shit, and there's these things, and then like every Warner Brothers property has a cameo. It's like what?
Oh God, yeah. There's like what somebody just described how it looked like the Warner Brothers jacked off on this movie and put everything that they had in it.
It was something like Tron. You know, Tron got put into the digital.
Yeah, no.
It was something like that. They kind of.
And by the way, your Monstars are in it too.
But did you saw the movie?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh,
I'm gonna watch it if it's free. If it was free, I watched it. I pay for the HBO service until this month. So I was like, what the fuck? I'll watch it. I can't fucking stand LeBron. I was like, I'll just sit here and I'll bitch about the movie the whole entire time. And for the most part, I did. Because his acting fucking sucked. He was an asshole throughout the damn movie. Blame it. It was like watching him on the fucking court.
You know how we were talking about how Warner Brothers like they complicate shit? Like
Yep.
How do you complicate a plot for Space Jams 2? Like, how can you complicate that? It's so simple. The Monstars come back for revenge. That's it.
Well, if I had to guess, since he produced, it was his studio, you probably want to try to get as far away from Michael Jordan shadow as possible.
Then you shouldn't do a movie called Space Jams.
Well, I don't guarantee that. I don't want to do like what Michael. I bet you. Well, I feel strongly he said something along those lines. But the Space Jam 2 is kind of like him wearing Jordan's number. He's trying to do Jordan-like things, but he just don't have the Jordan-like charisma and all the other stuff.
He's not only wearing Jordan's number, he's wearing Jordan's clothes. He's wearing Air Jordan's shorts, T-shirts, and his number. It's that meme that you see Michael Jordan sitting on his couch with a big smile, and he says he's wearing my clothes.
The sad thing is, right, if they would have done that movie right, Space Jams would have been a good movie that you could do every 15 to 20 years with a new NBA star to live on the legacy. But by botching the second one, like, how are you gonna do a third one? Like,
Yeah,
who's gonna
but
be
they
in it?
can't. You can't keep using the Monstars. You got to eventually evolve to something else. But I do agree that would have been a good second one to do. But eventually, the Monstars had to.
Well, why would the
More than
Monsters
something.
eventually have to go somewhere else? I mean, we're talking about the Coyote chasing the
Yeah,
Roadrunner
but how many
for like
times you
100
gonna
episodes.
the same people?
Yeah, but maybe they're like, well, it could be like the aliens from The Simpsons. Like, maybe now we can do this. You know, it's like, I don't know, but I just feel like they complicated shit. Even the video game sucks. Like, they made a Space Jams 2 video game. It's a side scroller beat 'em up. It's not even a basketball game.
Jesus!
At least Space Jams on the PlayStation 1 was a basketball game. I know. I still own that damn game.
Oh my god.
This is like a Street of Rage side scroller, like Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time type side scroller game. I'm like, how do you make a Space Jam game that's a beat 'em up game? It's like, what world do we live in, man? What world do we live in?
Warner Brothers.
Man, we should just retitle this stream Warner Brothers. What the hell are you doing?
Warner Brothers, what the fuck?
So, but you mentioned it earlier. Sony's just as bad, because you remember when
they are.
When the cell phone leaks hit, they they were doing the Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover. They were gonna do a Aunt May movie, spy movie, all kinds of a Sinister Six movie without Spider-Man. Like, they were doing all kinds of weird shit. I don't know, man. Everybody wants their own cinematic universe. Like how good is that Universal Monster universe going right now? They did one movie.
Done.
Well, actually, they did two. Dracula Untold was supposed to be the first movie, and then they were like, no, that didn't get received very well. We're going to reboot it with Tom Cruise and The Mummy. And then that came out, and that was one of the worst movies I ever seen.
I didn't like that, but I like Dracula Untold. I thought it was pretty
I like Dracula Untold, too. I just don't like the last 10 minutes of it.
But when he fighting that tent with all the gold.
No, I didn't like when he, like, went to the present day at the end.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
I didn't like that part, but I liked the actor. I liked the premise of the movie. I think they could have done a lot of good things, and yeah, and then the Mummy movie. Oh my god, there's people out there that actually think it's a fantastic movie.
The only thing I like about that was Russell Crowe depiction of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I thought it was cool how they did that.
But, yeah, but he was so clearly Nick Fury though.
But the rest of it,
Sophia Patella as the Mummy. Yes.
Yeah, she did a good job. Yeah,
she was the only thing good in that movie.
People were pissed off because they was like they are still remembering Brendan Fraser's. That's the thing. Brendan Fraser's movies are still right up there.
Tom Cruise wasn't that good in that movie. He was like a 50-year-old man trying to play like a 20-year-old, and he's like in on his hot chick and stuff. I'm like, dude, you're like 50. You're like her dad. But see, what they should have done though, Chris, was since everybody automatically had the Brendan Fraser movies in their mind, they should have went back to the classics and made it a horror movie. They should have made The Mummy a horror movie like the original Mummy was, instead of trying to make it the action adventure like the Brendan Fraser, because you can't compete with that. You can't.
Not right now. I mean, it's still fresh in a lot of people's minds. You know, give it time, you know, before you try to reboot it again like that. And the thing is, like you said, the original Mummy was a horror movie, just like Frankenstein and all of them.
All the
now, eventually, eventually we will get more of those. But guess what? They're going to try to do. They're going to try to make it more. They're going to make them action. They're going to do something stupid. And the movies that we're getting now are getting stupider, in my opinion.
And to make things worse, other studios were releasing better Universal Monster movies that weren't Universal Monster movies at the same exact time. We had The Shape of Water, which is basically The Creature from the Black Lagoon, won Best Picture at the Oscars. We had The Invisible Man by Blumhouse. Like, I had some issues with the movie, but it was a good movie, you know. And then we had whatever the hell Universal was trying to do, and they had, like, I remember they did the whole shot with the entire cast of everybody. It's like the dark universe. After one movie, it went dark. It went dark fast.
Did Blumhouse did a Fantasy Island horror flick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not okay. So Blumhouse, not every Blumhouse movie is great, but what Blumhouse
No.
does better than anybody, Blumhouse knows how to make a movie super cheap and make a shitload of money off it.
Yes.
They'll film a movie for like 2-3 million and make like $80 million. Like they are
Mm-hmm.
great when it comes to that. But I remember seeing that Fantasy Island trailer in the theaters. I was like, this is gonna suck bad.
I hope
Like,
they don't mess up
It ain't the greatest, no.
the Fantasy Island actual TV series. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, that comes on this Sunday. But
oh,
they race Ben, Mr. Rourke's a female. He's one of his descendants. So,
Well,
just-
talk about race bending. They're coming out with a new TV series of the Wonder Years,
oh god,
and it's going to be on a black family during that time. And it's Savage. What was his name again?
Fred
Fred
Savage.
Savage.
Fred Savage is one of the producers for that show.
What time period is it gonna be in?
I think it's around the same time period,
Oh, okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Just real quick, I'm gonna throw in the 10-minute warning, guys. 10-minute warning. I mean, look, if it's done right, I don't care. But they tried doing it with the Honeymooners, and it was an epic fail. They did that reboot with the movie, the Honeymooners. That was an epic fail. And then there was rumors. This came out like a few months ago. I remember talking about it on Storms Live when they were gonna do the Great Outdoors with like The Rock and Kevin Hart or something. They were going to do the Great Outdoors. It's like, dude, the Great Outdoors is a classic. It's not a well-known IP. You can do the same premise and just call it something different.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be the Great Outdoors. You can have The Rock and Kevin Hart taking their families on a trip and everything like that.
They call it something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand if it was like everybody knows it, but it's not that well known of an IP that's gonna get extra butts in the seats going, oh man, I can't wait to go see that new Great Outdoors. Like, get the hell out of here.
They're just trying to relive some of the 80s and 90s stuff that was very popular.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just stuff, and that's just because they also can't get their hands and able to do some of the IPs that they want to do, like Jaws or Back to the Future and shit like that.
But the problem is, you go back and you look at the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s, right? They made new IPs. They didn't like the only IPs that were getting recycled were like horror movies or like old classics, right? But for the most part, you look at all the well-established IPs today, they were all original IPs in that time frame, like in the 80s, you know? It's like you're talking about like Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, Terminator, Predator, Alien, Star Wars. Like all these were original IPs that were created, you know, and now they're just like rehash. Like, make a new Alien that's not called Alien. You can make new shit up. Like Neil Blomkamp. I know a lot of people gave him shit after Chappie, but District 9 was a great original movie that people loved that they should have gave a sequel to. They had Elysium. They had like I would love to see a second Chappie. You know, but
Chappie was good.
I like Chappie. I don't think a lot of people really understood what Chappie was about, because I don't know. Everybody thought it was an AI movie. I took something different from that movie. I took it as a kid being raised by a horrible family, but he still loved them no matter how bad they were because that was his family and that's how he was raised. I took it as that, not a AI type movie, but yeah, they need more directors like that can come out and do original stuff and stop and build the next IP, you know? I don't know. Or start looking at more books and comics for stuff, you know?
So Don Cheadle is going to be the narrator in the Wonder Years.
Really?
Yeah. And it's Elijah Williams who's going to be playing
Is this going to be on a streaming service?
No, ABC. It's probably going to come out on Disney Plus eventually, but it's on ABC.
I would give it a shot. I like the Wonder Years enough to give it a shot.
And it takes place in the late 60s.
Okay, yeah, I would definitely give it a shot. But again, does it really have to be called the Wonder Years? But I mean,
yeah. Well, it's the same premise, right? As
it's the
Fred
same
Savage,
premise.
just different families. So yeah, I guess it can be called the same thing.
Yeah. It's just like when they do like the Girl Meets World, like that shit sucked, man. Girl Meets World, like get the fuck out of here. Just stop it, man. Stop trying to relive this shit. See, it ain't just about other races too. White people do the
Sometimes it
same
works
shit.
because if you watch Blackish, then Grownish, it's like a continuation of the first individual show with Blackish, which is really funny.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And Grownish is about his daughter going, and then there's a third one I can't think of what it's called, Family-ish or some shit.
I'm sorry. Sometimes when you go into more, when you try to continue it on after it's been on for, it was on a long time ago. Sometimes, to me, it just doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
Fuller House was not as good as Full House.
No.
The Connors is not as good as Roseanne. It just, I don't know. To me, it's cool to see where these characters are now, but also in the same way, it's not the same chemistry.
Sometimes where it's like the Cosby Show, A Different World was good, was just as good the Cosby Show.
And like Frasier with Cheers.
Yeah.
What they should have done, I don't know if you guys ever watched this back in the day, but they need to do like what Brady Bunch did. Like after Brady Bunch ended, they did a couple Brady Bunch movies with the original Brady Bunch cast. It was like Brady Bunch, the Thanksgiving special or whatever, and it was the original cast from the show. So it was like a reunion. But see, now they do these shows like Girl Meets World and The Connors. Like that should have just been like a one-off movie,
But this is telling my age because the continuation of MASH is Trapper John M.D., which was awesome. That's probably before y'all born, though.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
There was even rumors that they were going to be bringing back Night Court at one point.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The one guy died, though. The
one guy just died.
I think Bull died.
The judge,
Bull. No, wait, the judge? The
judge died about a year or two ago.
Wasn't it Bull, the guard?
I don't know, but the
Bull was the bailiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The judge
was
died because he was on Cheers as Harry the Hack, and he passed away.
The other guy just died too, though. The one that always handed the judge the papers, the black guy that handed in the papers. I forgot what he was. He just died.
Harry Anderson. He died in 2018.
Yeah,
at 65. Yeah.
Sometimes you just better left untouched, Like, just leave stuff alone.
I'm waiting for him to reboot Alf.
I would actually be down for that, though. I'll be down for that.
That Planet Milmac. What was it? Micmac or Milmac?
But Alf.
Oh my God.
Alf would not work today because everybody's gonna get mad about him trying to eat cats.
True.
Oh God, yeah.
True.
And it's gonna be true. It's gonna be like, you can't do shit without pissing people off.
You watched the Chappelle Show tonight. I didn't realize it was almost 20 years that show been off the TV. Me and my daughter, my son-in-law was saying it would never be able to come back on now.
Always go through in a $2 super chat. This is probably gonna be the last one because we're gonna wrap it up. We're hitting the hour mark. But Universal wants a Scarface remake. Look,
I'd heard that before too.
I don't like Scarface. I refuse to watch Scarface. But let me just
mute yourself right now.
Scarface is a remake of another movie.
Yes, it is.
So it's fine.
A hell of a good one too.
So here's the thing with Scarface. I'm pretty sure it's a great movie, but all these little hood gangsters all have to watch the movie and they all own it. Every time you go on MTV, man, I got Scarface on, man. They're like, man, get the fuck out of here, you little. Wow.
That is a crazy reason not to watch it.
No, it ain't.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you.
Because the more people hype it up and put it on this pedestal, the less I want to watch it. It's the same thing with Lord of the Rings and The Dark Knight and all that shit.
That is a crazy reason.
Anyway, guys, we just hit the hour mark. Man, these 10 o'clock shows go by fast. So, but hey, that's a good thing. Just to close it up, I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for hitting that like button. I do have the link to everybody's YouTube channel in the description box below, so be sure to click the description box, click the links, subscribe to the channel because they all release their own content. All Storm Nation members, I will be doing Storm Nation live tomorrow afternoon. Just stay posted in the community tabs on when that's going to happen because I plan on sleeping in tomorrow And yeah, thanks for the show. And you guys have a great night. And we are out of here.
Peace out.